Thank you very much, Mr. Clemens. Mr. McNamee, be sure the button is pushed on the mic and that it's close enough to you so that we hear every word.
Thank you, Chairman Waxman, ranking members Davis, and other members of the committee. My name is Brian Gerard McNamee, and I was once the personal trainer for one of the greatest pitchers in the history of baseball, Roger William Clemens. During the time that I worked with Roger Clemens, I injected him on numerous occasions with steroids and human growth hormone. I also injected Andy Pettitte and Chuck Knobloch with HGH. The Mitchell report documented the pervasiveness of steroids and HGH in Major League Baseball, and I was unfortunately part of that problem. I want to be clear that what I did was wrong. I want to apologize to the committee and to the American people for my conduct. I have helped taint our national pastime. I hope that my testimony here today allows me, in some small way, to be part of the solution. I'm not proud of what I've done, and I am not proud to testify against the man I once admired. To those who have suggested that I take some personal satisfaction in bringing down Roger Clemens, let me assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. I take responsibility for my actions in the hopes that others may learn from my mistakes. My father, who served for 24 years with the New York City Police Department, instilled in me that people are human and make mistakes, and that I should always step up and acknowledge my mistakes despite the consequences. And so here we are. Providing information to federal investigators has been very painful for me, and I did not seek out federal investigators. They sought me out. I did not want to cooperate because I knew that if I had told the truth, I would be providing damaging information against people who I worked for. And in the end, I cooperated with federal investigators and with Senator Mitchell. Make no mistake. When I told Senator Mitchell that I injected Andy Pettitte with performance-enhancing drugs, I told the truth. Andy Pettitte, who I know to be honest and decent, has since confirmed this. And make no mistake, when I told Senator Mitchell that I injected Chuck Knobloch with performance-enhancing drugs, I told the truth. Chuck Knobloch has also confirmed this as well. And make no mistake, when I told Senator Mitchell that I injected Roger Clemens with performance-enhancing drugs, I told the truth. I told the truth about steroids and human growth hormone. I injected those drugs into the body of Roger Clemens at his direction. Unfortunately, Roger has denied this and has led a full court attack on my credibility. And let me be clear, despite Roger Clemens' statements to the contrary, I never injected Roger Clemens or anyone else with lidocaine or B12. I have no reason to lie and every reason not to. If I do lie, I will be prosecuted. I was never promised any special treatment or consideration for fingering star players. I was never coerced to provide information against anyone. All that I was ever told to was to tell the truth to the best of my ability. And that is what I have done. I told the investigators that I injected 3 people, 2 of whom I know confirmed my account. The third is sitting at this table. When I first provided information to federal investigators, I had not spent much time going back over these facts and trying to piece together the details. And I guess maybe I wanted to downplay the extent of their use because I felt I was betraying the players I had trained. In the following weeks and months, I've had the opportunity to think about these events and consider the specific drug regimens we used. As a result, I now believe that the numbers of times I injected Roger Clemens and Chuck Knobloch was actually greater than I initially stated. Additionally, I recently provided physical evidence to federal investigators that I believe will confirm my account, including syringes that I used in 2001 to inject Roger Clemens with performance-enhancing drugs. This evidence is 100% authentic, and the DNA and chemical analysis should bear this out. To put in context, the issue of steroids and performance-enhancing drugs in baseball was starting to pick up steam in 2000. While I liked and admired Roger Clemens, I don't think that I ever really trusted him. Maybe my years as a New York City police officer had made me wary, but I just had the sense that if this ever blew up and things got messy, Roger would be looking out for number 1. I viewed the syringes as evidence that would prevent me from being the only fall guy. Despite my misgivings about Roger, I have always been loyal to a fault, a trait that has gotten me into trouble in the past. Even though I've saved the material, I never considered using it. When I met with federal investigators, I still did not want to destroy Roger Clemens. I was hoping this issue would just fade away. It has not faded away. And everything changed for me on January 7th when Roger Clemens' lawyer played a secretly tape-recorded conversation between me and Roger in which my son's medical condition was discussed on national TV. It was despicable. The next day, I retrieved the evidence and contacted my lawyers and the federal investigators. The whole experience has been a nightmare for my family. I've had to revisit and read about in the press mistakes I have made in the past and serious mistakes concerning an incident that happened in Florida in 2001 when I was a member of the Yankee organization. I lied to police officers to protect friends, ball players, coaches, and myself with whom I worked. I was wrong, and I deeply regret my actions. Today, my livelihood is in ruins, and it is painful beyond words to know that my name will be forever linked to a scandal in the sport I love. Yet, the spotlight generated by Senator Mitchell's report and this hearing can help clean up the drug culture in baseball so that young people no longer see performance-enhancing drugs as a necessary shortcut to success. Maybe, just maybe, all the pain and shame will have served a greater good. Thank you, and I will be happy to answer all your questions.